Hey guys, so in this video, just like I promised, wait no, I didn't promise you anything, but yeah, we are going to, just fix everything. Finalize models in Maya. That's exactly what we're going to do, so I'm gonna export everything in one go. So I'm gonna make sure this one is kind of like moved maybe right here. Let's export this thing. But before that, I'm gonna merge first. So don't forget to save your ZBrush file though. So in case you lost something, it's gonna be saved somewhere in a folder, and so it should be under your ZBrush. I'm just gonna save on top of this. You can save another file if it makes you feel secured, because sometimes a ZBrush does bug and you can't open your file, but I'm trusting ZBrush for today. So where? So this is all my swamp models from ZBrush. So I'm just putting whatever name I want here basically, and I'm just going to save and import everything on Maya. I just open a new file and now we're going to import. So let's go to our desktop, Fantasy Low Poly, it should be on ZBrush, and I name it Swamp Models from ZBrush. Hey, so we have something like this. As you can see, everything is clean right now, but they are on group, that's why. So if we separate this, it should create a parent with a designated pivot point, and it's gonna mess us up. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So it's not gonna separate if I do it on group, huh? Okay, separate. Separate. Separate, and this one's good. So, okay. Alright. The first thing that we're going to do is drag all the pivot points down, all the way down to the model. And then what we're going to do next is probably name it and freeze and reset transform. It's basic things that we've done perfectly on the beginner's course. And I want you to open your notepad because all your names is going to be in there, and that's what we're going to put on the transform as the name. So as you can see, I've changed a couple because this, I think, used to be Ancient Portal Rock and is really long, and you don't want that. So Portal Rock normal, which is going to be this one right here, this big one, and then the mini one. So if you want to copy the same names I have, just pause the video and copy this. But for now, let's go do this thing. So make sure your outliner is open first though. So on Windows, outliner, because that's going to tell us if the mesh is already separate by itself. So when we fix and adjust it, it's not going to be assigned to a parent or something, and it's not going to give us any error. So highlight everything first and center pivot. So when you click your mesh, it's going to be the center of the object. Alright, just know that it's not going to apply to things that are on group because they have their own transform, which is all the way in here. We're going to fix that later. Just now, freeze. Take this all the way down here. So it's at the bottom. It's going to take the lowest position of your vertex and it's going to snap to that. Something like that. Don't worry about freezing or resetting right now. Just worry about your pivot point. Also, if it makes you feel any better, you can drag this things that you already fixed all the way on the other side, so you know which one you fix. But for me, I'm fine working like this. So as you can see, this is under a parent. Just don't worry about that right now. Just drag pivot point down. Right here and then right here. I need space though, so I'm just gonna probably move this a bit like this. Click this one. And let's see. So sometimes we have one object like this, and even if we center it, even if it's not under any parent, it's kind of like bugging out, you know? So sometimes you can just hold DV and just drag this pivot point all the way here at the lowest part of this. Actually, you don't really even need to drag it. Sometimes if your pivot point is, just say it's right there. You don't need to go and hold DV, letter D and then V, and just drag it here. Sometimes you can just click here and drag, and it puts your pivot point there. So note, if you're pressing W and you don't see this line right here and you're having a hard time finding your pivot point, just click on an object and drag, left mouse click drag, and it's gonna put your pivot point there, okay? So I'm gonna change my perspective, space, and then space here. Press F to center, just gonna make sure that everything is in the center. So I'm gonna press D and just put this here in the center. And this time, since every time I press F and it's not focusing, I'm gonna try to hit freeze, and then reset. Oh, it's still bugged, fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna fix this real quick. I'm just gonna create a plane, lower the subdivision, make sure this thing is open right here. Everything is right here, all your menus. If you want to name something, change subdivision, it's gonna be there. So I'm gonna press this thing right here. Snap it here, press V. We are going to freeze that. You know what? I'm just gonna go do fix number 1 on the beginner's course. I'm just gonna combine them. And I'm gonna hit freeze, reset. And now its pivot point should be all the way down. And I'm just gonna delete this. So now we have this thing right here. And if we press F, it should work. Perfect. See? Let's go try to reset that pivot point. And as you can see, the pivot doesn't go all the way down here. So our fix worked. And that's perfect. So all pivot points are down right here, and now we're doing this parts right here. So this one, I don't know where I got that from, but I'm gonna take the pivot point down anyway. Sometimes it helps if you kind of like drag the pivot point all the way down in here, because when you center this, as you can see, this is the center of your object. So when you put your pivot point down, based on just this thing's location, it's not going to be attached all the way down there. So it helps if you just drag it there. If that makes any sense. So we're doing this rocks right here real fast. I'm trying to make the video really long because the last time when I streamed this in a Saturday, it was taking too long. So now I'm kind of like making things fast. And one student in particular likes to watch me at 2 point. Is it 2 point or 1.5? Because apparently I speak really slow. I do though. Actually no, I speak really fast. When I first got into States, I've hung out with black people and they speak really fast. I think I've told you guys that story when I was doing the beginner's course. Or did I? I don't know. I don't know, but yeah. I speak really fast when I'm explaining. And I'm slowing down here because you guys need to understand how. So take it down to. What is happening? Okay. All the way in here. Jeez. Alright, so my mushroom, it's separate for a reason, so I can position this differently however I want. And, you know, make different prefabs on Unity. But if you want to make that just one thing, make sure to delete the stock's top part, so when you put your mushroom head, you're not wasting any geometry. Because if it's not showing in the camera, you don't need it to be there. So just delete the faces. Yeah, I should have told you guys that a long time ago. I think it's a good tip. If it's not showing in a camera, you don't need it. I'm talking about the faces on this, so just delete that. Hey, we're almost done. Putting the pivot points down. Okay, so I need to kind of like combine them. Something like this. So it's just one object. But if you guys want this separately, like I've told you before, just go to right click, UV shell, click the UV shell and apply a different material, and it's gonna apply a different thing. And there's one more way of doing that, like cleanly, if you really want to like separate them, if you want to do it UV, like if you would just want to kind of like take it in Unity and just apply a different material on them. There's a way of doing that, but we're gonna get to that on the advanced course. So I have something new to teach you guys. I can't give it all in one go. because I think you guys are just going to forget it. Like, a lot of you forget things really easily, especially if you're being exposed to too much information and you're not writing it. I told you guys to write it. You need to write everything, or you're not going to remember it. Okay, so create a plane, adjust the subdivision, and now we freeze and we reset. So snap, freeze, reset, and it should be okay. If we drag this here, testing, it works. So I'll take this here, take this one here, freeze, reset. It helps if you guys check this one by one too, to see if it's all the way at the bottom, but I trust myself and I know it's at the bottom, so I'm not gonna check anymore. So I'll take this one, again, freeze, reset. Let's see, if we freeze this and reset it, it's staying there, but let's see. It's not that it's an issue, but it's just I'm waiting for it to kind of like go bad because it's under a parent. And let's see, the transform is right here. So it is going to work. If we reset it, it's going to be in here. So say you have a plane right here then, and you want to put your object here. So let's try that. So this is my object. Say this is where my plane is, and I freeze and reset the transformation, and now it's all the way in here. Like, if you get the idea, if just imagine a thing is in here and this is where your plane is, and if you want to put your pivot point here, and when you set transform it goes all the way here. I've explained this before, but I'm going to tell you so you remember, because repetition is really good when you're learning. It's right there because your transform is right here. This is your parent. That's your empty game object. It doesn't have anything on it. It just has your different meshes. This is your actual mesh that you need. But you have this. Now this empty game object, this parent, has a transform, a location. Now all this children right here is deriving from its parent. Therefore, it doesn't matter whichever location this different mesh have. Its location is going to be right here because it's under a parent. So always take all your meshes, your children, drag it up like this to separate it, not like this, because if you drag it like this, it's going to be inside your parent and you don't want it to be under anything at all. Okay? So now it should be separate. So let's see if we reset this. Actually, no. I'm going to center pivot point again and just fix this. I'm going to take my pivot point all the way down. Whoa, what happened? Take it all the way down again and freeze this. So freeze, reset. Okay? So it should work now if we reset this. See? So don't let anything fool you. Just because you have a parent, and just like we've encountered, and you reset and it stays there, doesn't mean it's going to stay there. Doesn't mean it's going to stay there. I can't even speak English anymore. But yeah, freeze, reset. Then just freeze and reset. So, see? Everything is separate right here, so you're good. Okay, so take it here. And now we have our torch. This one. Take this here, freeze, reset. As you can see, it's not under anything. Actually, what I'm going to do is just take everything out. So this one, we don't need it. This is where our stuff are. If you delete this, it's just gonna go delete the connection between your materials, or sometimes it's gonna turn your mesh into green. But it doesn't matter because you can easily apply that on Hypershade. So what's this one? Okay, so this one, delete this one too. See? It breaks the connection between your material. Wait, where is our torch? Where did it go? I'm gonna Control Z. See where it went. That's so weird. Let's see. I'm gonna do this one first then. Let's see what's under here. I'm gonna delete this. Okay, that went good. This one, delete this one too. It doesn't have anything. That is so weird. I think I'm having a bug. There's no mesh that it's in there, but it's... Let's see. So I'm gonna get to that problem, but right now I'm gonna fix the ones that we have right here, and I'm gonna deal with the problem after I'm done doing the easy ones. But I'm gonna separate this thing first, so open it, because this is your mesh. Just drag it out. Just remember that your mesh has this thing right here, this kind of like plain symbol right here. So I'm gonna take this, take it here, freeze, reset, take it here, this one too. Maybe I need to zoom. Freeze, reset. Boring stuff. Just freezing and resetting, making sure it's, you know, in the right position. Every time I freeze and reset this, my eyes goes to the model, making sure it's at the lowest pivot point position, and I freeze reset. I look at the model here to make sure that it's just 1 and it's not under any parent. Then you drag here. Freeze, reset, and let's see, take this, freeze here. So I'm gonna do the easy ones first, and then I'm gonna go deal with the problem that we're having. So drag this thing all the way in here. So I'm gonna take this group, take the group here. Now I'm gonna fix this easily. But we're gonna take it out first of its parent. Just imagine the parent is abusive. Okay, take this here, freeze, reset. Later on, I'm gonna see if anything is messing up. I'm gonna select everything and just reset as transform to make sure everything is in the center. But before that, we have to name every single one of these. I always think this is gonna be like such a short video, but no. Fixing actually takes time. Deleting geometries, making sure everything is in the right position, naming it. So this one, take it here. It's not under any parent. Take it here. This one is our ghost ball. Now remember, we're gonna use that as a holder for our, it's gonna be a holder for our VFX. Okay, so this one is under obviously a parent. Let's take it out. And then after that, we're gonna delete all of the parent because we don't need it. Then we're gonna clean up our geometry. So then this last 4. My nose is like itching and I can't scratch it because I'm recording. Because then I have to cut that later. Is that being lazy? I don't know. I think I'm gonna sneeze. I've been holding it for a while. Alright, so this one's here. Let's take this here. Freeze, reset. And take this one. It's right here. So, let's see. Freeze, reset. So everything should be in the middle if we kind of like reset this. Let's test that. Highlight everything but the plane and reset it. So everything's in the middle, everything is good. But it helps if you do everything one by one and check if all of them is, you know, actually in the center. But I trust myself, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So now that you've select everything, you can see which ones are the ones that we don't actually need, that we can delete. And these are your empty parent. But watch out though, because sometimes there's, I don't know if it's a bug or whatever, but when you delete the parent, it deletes the child too, even if it's separate. So that's kind of annoying, but it's just things that I have to deal with, you know, to make everything export cleanly and properly. So I'm gonna click this one and watch out if everything disappear here. Actually, I'm gonna delete my plane because I don't need it, but yeah, deleting the parent because we don't need it. Hey, see? My torch disappears. Go here and then delete this. I'm gonna check if everything disappears here. So sometimes it's gonna delete the connection between your material, but don't worry about that because we can just open your material right here, highlight everything, and just apply this one. Make sure it's the Lambert, and just delete this one because you don't need that. This is Maya's material, and you just need that. So let's see, this one, delete. Nothing seems to be gone. This one, delete. Nothing seems to be gone. Alright, this one. Okay. This one, this. Whoa. What's happening? Oh. Actually, you don't even need to actually delete the parent here because nothing's under it. It's just important that this mesh is right here outside of it. And that's the only thing that matters. You can just leave those empty game objects there with their crap inside. I mean, you can just leave that there, but I have like a weird organizing thing where everything needs to be organized. But that's just me. Like, I can't stand messy things. Messy inbox, messy desktop. So I try to organize everything or I go nuts. It's probably just me though. Oh, where's my hyper shade? This one. Take this. How do makeup artists say it when they're doing their eyebrows? And they're like, oh, this thing's on fleek. Oh, wait, is it their eyebrows or their... Oh, it's their eyelashes, yeah. You know when girls do their makeup? Those, YouTubers, makeup tutorial and stuff like that. When they're doing their eyelashes, they're like, oh, take it to Yeezus. You know? Yee. It's not actually Jesus, but it's... Wait, it's Z. Yeezus. I don't know what it means, but it sounds funny. And I don't know why I can't focus on this. It's so weird. Let's see. I'm gonna combine it again. Reset it. Delete this. Don't need that. And now let's see if I can focus. Hey, hallelujah. But I'm gonna drag pivot point in the center. I don't like it there. And I'm gonna... Let's see. Create a plane really fast. I don't need to delete anything on it, just need to drag this here in the center. Actually, it's not all the way at the bottom, but since this is not... Okay, I'm just gonna clean this up later. Freeze, reset. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna press F here to see where it's at. It's on a group. And that's okay. Delete this. What's happening? I'm gonna delete this. What's the plane right here? I don't think I need this. What's this group right here? If I take the transform up, take this one and delete it. This is the transform. So if I delete my transform, it should just delete the location. But I think I'm just gonna leave this. I don't think it's going to affect anything at all. My actual mesh is in... Let's see. My actual mesh is actually right here. But I don't know why it's not centering though. Let's see. It's this. This one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, delete this. It's not doing anything. And everything else is actually my mesh. The only thing really that's deleting is my torch. And I don't know why it's doing that. Alright, so since this thing keeps still messing up when I delete the group, and it deletes with it, what I'm going to do is just basically export this separately on ZBrush. So I'm gonna try and do that here. Where's this one? So what I'm going to do is just select this, split it here, this all the way up, split this, and I'm going to export it separately. So if all else fail and Maya keeps messing up and you can't delete your outliner and you can't be organized and all that stuff and you get annoyed, just re-export it and see if it fixed your problem. So I'm just gonna name it 2, since one came from Maya. Doesn't really matter the name. I'm gonna, let's see, import. And it's number 2. I'm gonna go check. As you can see, it exports this group right here. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna delete it because it's not really attached to anything. So basically it's just an empty location and your mesh is actually here. So if I take this here, drag it on a plane, again, let's do this the second time, put it in the middle, freeze, reset. Okay, let's fix this even more. I'm gonna take it up. Just gonna drag this, make sure everything's in the middle of it, and just drag it here. Freeze, reset, testing here, reset it. So as you can see, it's now in the middle, and I think it's fine now because we don't have a empty game object here anymore. And if we select everything, it should be in the center if we reset it, and we're good. So yeah, another fix: if everything else is failing and you keep getting error in Maya, just try re-exporting it in ZBrush separately. And this bothers me. I'm gonna go to my transform and rename this object and just put a number here so everything match poly surface. What is this? I'm retarded. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't actually need it, but I just want everything to be poly surface so I know for a fact that they are fixed pivot point wise. Just putting random numbers. I don't have OCD or anything like that. It's just I have a really strong thing for organizing things. But anyway, everything is now fixed pivot point wise. We can export it and everything is going to be perfectly exported in Unity. And now on the next video, guess what we're going to do? We are going to name this. After we name it, we are going to export it. Okay? So make sure to save this. For me, I'm going to go to File, Save As, go to my Fantasy Low Poly, go to my Maya folder, this one. And this is my previous save, but I'm just going to go save another one. I'm just going to put here 2. I'm going to go to my folder. Where's that? Maya, Swamp. Drag this here. I'm going to go delete this because I don't need that. And I'm just going to go remove the name. I just name it Swamp Base Environment Pivot Point Fix. Actually, I'm just going to put here Translation. It's transform. Transform fix. And we're gonna name this on the next video. Okay? So now that this is safe, we're gonna name it on the next video. And then we are going to maybe kind of clean up this stuff right here because it's too much. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye!